Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddham dhammang sanghang namasami. Dear friends, the program this evening is going to be sort of a sharing circle among our monastics to sum up the retreat. And I'm feeling now a need to give a bit more of a discursive Dhamma talk during this hour, or the next, say, 30 minutes. I'll try to pull together some of the ideas that I've been presenting to you today, and then we'll have 30 minutes to sit together in meditation. I hope that's all right. I tried to explain this morning, I tried to explain the idea about the entire conduct of our life as Dhamma practitioners, having a dedication for purification, purifying the mind and heart of all of the defilements, the disturbances, the dark places. And then this is everything from when we first heard about the Four Noble Truths or heard about the Dhamma, to when we first made the decision not to kill, all the way up to practicing deep samadhi, developing jhanas, coming up as far as the fourth jhana. That's all conduct. That's all what we can rightfully exert our energy and make the effort, have some intention about. At the same time, in the end, liberation is not something that can be grasped or something that can be forced or something that comes because we want it or because we're trying to make it happen. It's something that arises when we have the causes and conditions, namely those conditions being the calm, pure clarity of the mind that's developed in meditation, backed up by reflection, and backed up by really having a mature ethic and being conscientious with our behavior, body, speech, and mind. In the sutta, it says that when the mind is thus concentrated, pure and bright, unblemished, free from defects, malleable, wieldy, steady, and imperturbable, then one can direct and incline the mind towards knowledge and vision. And this is where the border is crossed between the charana, or the conduct, over to the vidya, or the wisdom. So what is this wisdom? Here's some of the important ways that this wisdom is expressed in the suttas. So this is what you maybe look forward to, say, the promises. If Buddhism were a self-help program, then so what are the promises? The promises are that this wisdom will arise for you. One is the wisdom about the body and consciousness, knowing, truly, deeply knowing, this is the material form composed of the four elements, originating from mother and father, built up out of rice and gruel, impermanent, subject to rubbing and pressing, subject to dissolution and dispersion. And this is my consciousness, supported by the body and bound up with the body. So having a direct, penetrating idea about this nama rupa, the body and consciousness, the name and form. And then another wisdom that will come to you, that will come to us, is getting out of the trap of the dual notions of existence or non-existence. Thinking that there is a self in these five aggregates that either has an eternal existence or else comes to being annihilated. When you truly see the origin of the world with right understanding, this is the origin of the whole world, which can be directly experienced by a being. When we see the origin of the world, you won't have the notion of non-existence regarding the world. And when you truly see the cessation of the world with right understanding, you won't have the notion of existence regarding the world. So the vision of the arising and cessation, the constant flow of phenomena that comes to our experience, that is our world constantly flowing. And with that, this whole conceptual trap about existence just is blown up, doesn't exist anymore. Another wisdom that will come will be regarding all of the things that one might have had craving and attachment for. There is a disillusionment, dispassion, and cessation. So not holding on to this body, feelings, perceptions, volitions, consciousness, the sense organs, not to mention the things in the world that one might cling to. So that's another awakening, a liberation that's to be expected, is when seeing these things as being a solid thing, which one can identify with as being oneself, or being a solid thing that the self is able to grasp onto. We become disillusioned with that. It's an illusion. We're not fooled anymore. And when we're not fooled anymore, the passion or the emotional reactivity fades. And then the whole fabrication about these things is ceased, it's gone. Then another wisdom that will arise is a relinquishment. So having experienced this disillusionment, dispassion, and cessation, then you won't pick it up again. If you've had a glimpse of this true freedom, and then by the force of habit, the the old way of thinking comes back, you won't pick it up again. It's relinquished in a way that you will not ever be able to be tempted. We spoke earlier about how after practicing a dedicated practitioner for a long time, it's still possible that defilements can come along in the mind. But the promise is that if we keep going, if we go all the way and allow this Dhamma to work in us, that then there can come this stage of relinquishment, where the whole world is just like a few twigs and leaves. And if it gets blown away or burned up or turned into compost or whatever, it has no significance whatsoever because it's truly been relinquished. So just as easily as you can relinquish a handful of leaves by just dropping them in the forest, you can relinquish everything. In the last tetrad of the sutta on breathing, the Anapanasati Sutta, it mentions breathing, contemplating impermanence, then contemplating dispassion, then contemplating cessation, and then contemplating relinquishment. So this set of insights, this set of wisdom is what would be the expected result of our program. And then the last wisdom that we could look out for, if this arises for you, then you can be very grateful. It would be when you understand, destroyed is birth. The holy life has been lived. What had to be done has been done. There is no more for this state of being. That is the statement of one who's gone all the way and fully realized the result of the Dhamma, fully realized what the Buddha taught, fully practiced this Dhamma Nudhamma Patipatiya, fully practicing the Dhamma according to the teachings of the Buddha. So that's my summary of what we're aiming for. Sadhu, 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 sadhu. Let's have a sitting together in meditation. And I'm not going to give a lot of guidance because we've been sitting for a long time with each other and practicing a long time by ourselves. So let's see if we can try individually to really generate that bright, tranquil, calm stillness. And somehow, through the vibration of the internet, our friends will be aware that there is shared among us this stillness of meditation, and we can help to stabilize our mind in meditation, in part with that sense of fellowship and mutual support among this group of friends, this group of Kalyanamitas.